There is a parasite living in your mind. It doesn't feed on your blood, it feeds on your attention. It waits until the world is quiet. It waits until 3 a.m. when you are exhausted and vulnerable. Then it starts to whisper. It reminds you of the mistake you made 5 years ago. It replays that awkward conversation with your boss on an endless loop. It screams that you are not enough, that you are falling behind, that catastrophe is coming. It paralyzes your action. It drains your energy. It turns your own intelligence against you. Modern psychologists call this rumination. The ancient Stoics called it the inner tyrant. Most people live their entire lives as slaves to this voice. But you are here because you want to break the chains. Welcome to Mind Codex. Today, we are not just going to silence the parasite. We are going to kill it. To defeat the enemy, you must first understand its origin. Why does your brain do this? Why does it choose to torture you with anxiety instead of letting you sleep? The answer is harsh, but liberating. Your brain was not designed for happiness. It was designed for survival. Rewind 200,000 years. You are alone in the wilderness. If you hear a rustle in the bushes and you assume it's just the wind, you die. If you assume it's a predator and you run, you live. Your ancestors were the ones who panicked. They were the ones who overthought every shadow, every sound, every threat. Paranoia was a superpower. Anxiety was the price of admission for life. But here is the tragedy of the modern human. We live in an environment of safety, but we possess a brain built for war. This is called the evolutionary mismatch. Your brain cannot distinguish between a saber-toothed tiger and a rude email from a client. When you receive that notification, your amygdala, the brain's fear center, lights up. It dumps cortisol and adrenaline into your bloodstream. Your heart races. Your muscles tense up. You prepare to fight or flee, but there is no tiger to fight. There is no jungle to run from. There is only you sitting in an ergonomic chair, drowning in a chemical cocktail of stress. Visual notes, animated diagram of a brain. The frontal lobe is trying to process logic, but is being overwhelmed by red waves from the center of the brain. Narrator: because you cannot release this energy physically, it turns inward. It becomes a mental loop. You analyze, you predict, you obsess. You try to solve the future to ensure your survival. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're simply running outdated software in a modern world. You are a biological machine reacting to false alarms. But now that you know the mechanism, you can hack the machine. While modern psychology diagnoses the problem, ancient philosophy provides the weapon to destroy it. Enter the Stoics. These men were not armchair philosophers. They were emperors, slaves, and warriors who lived in times of plague, war, and betrayal. They understood chaos, and they possessed a master key for mental peace. They called it the Dichotomy of Control. Epictetus, the slave-turned-philosopher, laid down the law. Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but look closer. Most of your overthinking, perhaps 99% of it, is directed at the outer circle. You worry about what your colleagues think of you. You worry about the economy crashing. You worry about the traffic. You worry about the past, which is dead. You worry about the future, which hasn't been born yet. You are trying to control the weather, and because you cannot control the weather, you suffer. The Stoics realized a brutal truth. Anxiety is simply the gap between what you control and what you try to control. When you overthink, you are leaving your post. You're abandoning the only things you truly own, your judgments, your character, your actions, to chase after ghosts. You are wasting your limited mental energy on a mechanical system that you do not drive. Imagine you are an archer. You can choose the bow. You can aim with precision. You can train for years. You can release the arrow with perfect form. That is up to you. But once the arrow leaves the string, a sudden gust of wind might blow it off course. The target might move. That is not up to you. The overthinker screams at the wind. The Stoic accepts the wind, draws another arrow, and aims again. To kill the parasite, you must ruthlessly filter your thoughts. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, it is nothing to you. Let it burn. Let it crash. Your only job is to govern your own mind. Theory is useless without action. You know the diagnosis. You have the philosophy. Now let's apply the tactical strike. Most people tell you to think positive. They tell you to distract yourself. They are wrong. Distraction only feeds the shadow. When you run from a monster, it grows bigger in your imagination. We are going to use a technique called negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. But we are going to apply it with a psychological twist. We are going to stare the monster in the eyes. Here is the exercise. Do this the next time the parasite wakes you up at 3 a.m. Don't push the scary thought away. Grab it. Pull it close. Ask yourself, what is the absolute worst thing that could happen? Let's say you are worried about a presentation at work. The fear, I will mess up. Go deeper. Okay, I mess up. Then what? The result, my boss will yell at me. I might get fired. Go deeper. Okay, I get fired. Then what? The result, I will lose my income. I will have to use my savings. I will have to look for a new job. It will be hard. It will be uncomfortable. Now ask the final question. Will I die? No. Can I endure this? Yes. Visual notes. The shadow monster shrinks down until it becomes a tiny speck of dust. The man blows it away. Narrator. By defining the nightmare, you strip it of its power. You realize that even the worst-case scenario is survivable. Anxiety thrives on ambiguity. It thrives on what if. When you answer the what if with a concrete plan, the anxiety evaporates. You turn the unknown into a strategy. You turn fear into logistics. The monster shrinks, and you remain standing. Remember this, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. The voice in your head is just a biological reflex. It is not the truth. It is not a prophecy. It is just noise. You have the power to step back, to recognize the evolutionary glitch, to apply the Stoic filter, to face the fear and watch it dissolve. You do not have to be a slave to your own biology. You can be its master. Unlock your mind, decipher your reality. If you found value in this transmission, subscribe to Mind Codex. We are building a library for the elite mind, and we are just getting started. I'll see you on the other side of fear.